What's up, everybody? How you doing? Lakers Talk with Gerald. This is going to be episode number 101. I just went over my threshold of 100, which was my goal. That's what I was trying to get to this whole time since I started this podcast. So appreciate you guys for joining me. As you can see, I'm in my vehicle. I'm in my car. I'm just sitting here on a nice Saturday. Topics that I plan to go over today. I plan to go over the Lakers versus Indiana game that's going to come on at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It'll be on 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we're going to go over the game, discuss what I think we're going to see. Do we think it's going to be a big game? I'm also going to go over the Lakers loss to the Houston Rockets the other day. So we're going to go over that. What do we think about it and what I think about it and the talking points and how the team played. And last but not least, the last topic really is just don't panic. Don't panic. Okay? All right, so let's jump right into it. Lakers versus Indiana. What do I expect? Well, as far as who we're going to play, at first I thought we were probably going to be resting LeBron James since he sat out against Houston. Anthony Davis played against Houston, but I kind of expected this game to start off with them both sitting. But as I was reviewing different media, I was looking at ESPN, NBA, I was looking on Twitter, and the word I've been getting is that LeBron will play and Anthony Davis will play. The only person that I saw that will not play is Danny Green. I think sore hip or something like that. So don't expect to see him. But if LeBron James plays and Anthony Davis plays, I expect him really to only play the first half. We don't need to play them a full game. We don't necessarily need this win. We do need to get our chemistry back in our shooting because that has been what's been off in these seeding games or these bubble games. We've been a little bit off. Our shooting has been terrible. We've been the worst shooting three-point team in the bubble since we've been back. But what I expect is I'm not worried, actually. I figured that's going to come back. But, we're going to get our shooting back. We're the team that we are. But really, against Indiana, what I expect is Lakers going to come out, got LeBron James, Anthony Davis. I expect them to look more like themselves. I believe we've been playing a little rusty, out of our chemistry has been off. I think LeBron James is going to look a little more like himself. I like to see LeBron James be a lot more aggressive, and that's what I've been wanting this whole time. But I think he's just been trying to ramp himself up, get himself back into game mode and playing and conditioning. So I don't think, even though I've been wanting him to do a little bit more aggressiveness and go into the hole and trying to just force his will on the game, I don't know if he's going to really do that, but I'm hoping that's what we see in this game today. Anthony Davis, I think with LeBron James playing with Anthony Davis, I believe Anthony Davis is going to have a good game also. I think there's going to be a lot of those lob threats that we got before the bubble started and what we expected from the Lakers offense normally. I think it's going to be a lot of the LeBron James lobs, good passing, like throwing it up, getting some good dunks. I expect to see JaVale McGee in this game. I didn't see him the last game. I think they took him off the active roster. I think they just wanted to get some playing time for Talen Horton-Tucker. So, he was able to play that game against Houston. But in this game, as I said, I expect to see LeBron James, Anthony Davis, JaVale McGee, first half. Play the game. Maybe we'll be up at halftime. And then from there, the rest of the bench plays the rest of the game. And it'll be a close game, back and forth. Maybe we win, maybe we don't. To me, it doesn't really matter. We have number one seed. We're not trying to necessarily prove anything. We're just trying to get our chemistry back, get our conditioning back, get ready for this playoff push that we have coming up. And so that's what I'm looking forward to. I don't know about you guys. I'm really looking forward to when the playoffs actually start. That's going to be some fun times. The Lakers are going to really get to play how we think they can play. So next up, what I want to talk about is the loss to the Houston Rockets. I'm not worried about that loss to the Houston Rockets. Yeah, we wanted to see how we looked, but LeBron James was not playing. Anthony Davis was not playing. Anthony Davis was playing, but he wasn't really You know, he was getting rebounds. He was getting double teamed a lot the whole entire game. He only took 8 shots, 8 field goals. He was 5 out of 8. So he was shooting fine. He just wasn't really being as aggressive because they were double teaming him, and he was just looking to pass the ball out. And, you know, we had a mix-up lineage out there. We had Cook starting. We had, you know, just a lot of players that aren't used and familiar playing with each other. So Cook started, Kuzma started. And it was just a weird game. Houston Rockets got a lot of shooters on their team. We all know that. They were knocking them down. Harden was knocking them down. Harden was busting us up. You know, as much as we were double teaming and him and trying to get the ball out of his hands, he still finds the right guys open. That's what this team does. They just spread it out, kick it out to a three-point shooter, and they do what they're used to doing. They knocked it down. That's what Houston does. They knock down, they shoot a high volume of three-pointers. They usually hit a decent amount of them. I mean, they shoot so many, you know, it don't matter if they don't hit 40%. They can hit 30%. If they shoot 60 of them, that's going to usually win over on a lot of teams. So Houston's a tough team, even without Westbrook, because Westbrook didn't play in this last game. They're a tough team. So, you know, without LeBron James is the one who really drives the offense. He's the one that makes us really who we are. Anthony Davis is outstanding. He's great. He's a perennial all-star. He leads us in points. He leads us in free throw percentage. He leads us in steals and blocks. He leads us in a lot of categories. But LeBron is still that engine that drives our car, you know? LeBron, I mean, I guess Anthony Davis would be he would be the tires. He would be the steering wheel. He would be the, what else? He would be the gas. You know, LeBron is the engine. You know, LeBron is the engine. So we didn't look like we normally look. And we're playing rosters and team guys that haven't been with us the full season. Cook has barely played in many games, and now he's starting playing most of the minutes. You know, Deion Waiters and, you know, J.R. Smith wasn't with us most of the year. So they're just really getting their run time in this bubble. So we're still trying to figure out what that is. Another thing I want to note, guys, that think about this. Come playoff time, this is why, another reason why we shouldn't worry, right? Is usually what happens in the playoffs is everyone shortens their rotation. The players that are getting game time. So we've been playing so far in this bubble, 10, 11, 12 guys. Expect that to be about 9 or 10 guys in the bubble. And so, you know what? I'm not worried when it comes to that. All right. So talking points before I get to don't panic, talking points about the Houston game. The team, we played like crap. We got our butts beat. We didn't have the lead at any point in the game. I think that was the first time in the full season that we didn't have the lead at any point in the game. Which, whatever. These are bubble games. We're getting ready for the playoffs. We're not playing everybody. So, whatever. Houston hit a bunch of three-pointers. We only hit, I believe, 2 out of 19 three-pointers, which is horrible. My goodness. But you know what? We're eventually going to get our three-point shooting back because the law of averages. You know, we're not going to shoot 15% in the playoffs or continue to shoot like that. Trust me, guys. In the playoffs, it's going to law of averages. We've had 3-4 games of just horrible three-point shooting. Believe me, eventually the law of averages is going to bring that number back up. Trust me. So the Lakers are going to, we're bound to be back and start hitting a flurry of three-pointers. It is what it is. Our guys are NBA players. They are good. They didn't just lose their skills all of a sudden. It's a different environment. They're going to get it back. Not worried. Kyle Kuzma played damn good. He's been playing good in the bubble since he's been back. He's fully healthy, it looks like. His defense is the number one thing that I've seen during this bubble. He's been playing really good defense. He's been attentive, not making dumb mistakes, not fouling. You know, guys, he's playing a lot better. He's having, it seems like, better defensive instincts. So I don't know what changed. I don't know if just his drive, his motivation, everything in life. But, I mean, he got, I think, 1 or 2 blocks on James Harden the other night. So that was nice. Kuzma, I'm giving you your props, playing good defense. You're starting to look more like what we expected. You're starting to look like that first year rookie Kuz that was balling out, and that's what I love to see. You end up having 21 points against Houston. I believe he was somewhere of, I believe he shot over 50% from the field, so that was good. I think he only made 1 3-pointer, but overall his field goal percentage was good. He played good defense, even though it didn't necessarily affect the game as far as this overall score and us winning or anything, but Kuzma played very well. I was happy to see that. Good job, Kuz. I want that can keep up during these playoffs. That's going to mean a lot to us and the Lakers. That's going to be that third player that we can count on. I hope we can depend on that. Anthony Davis. He only scored 17 points. He was 5 from 8 field goals. I believe he played about 30 minutes, but he only shot 8 field goals. So if it was a real playoff environment, expect him to have a lot more than 3 field goals. Expect him to have somewhere around 15 to 17 field goals in the playoffs. Trust me. All right, guys. So, and James Harden was James Harden. He's an all-star. He's a great player. 5 out of 10 3-point shooting. 12 for 12 free throw. He has that knack of getting fouled and of drawing calls. That's just one of his things that he does. We know about it. I can't complain about it no more. We just got to try to balance it out. All right? But James Harden was James Harden. He had 39 points. Balled out. Did good. We lost the game. It is what it is. Ain't worried about it. Last, don't panic, everybody. Don't panic. Pump the brakes. You know what I'm saying? Pump the brakes. Because, let me tell you why. Yes, this is the bubble. We've been shooting horrible in 3-point percentage. Worst in the bubble so far. 15%, 20%, something like that. We're the worst in the bubble so far in these 4 games. That's bad. We already weren't great percentage in the league before, but we weren't this bad. So, I'm saying don't panic because law of averages, as I was saying earlier, we're shooting somewhere around 15%. Danny Green's shooting horrible. KCP's shooting horrible. You know, pretty much the whole team. Nobody's shooting good from the 3-point line during this bubble. But, like I said, law of averages, those numbers are bound to yo-yo, string snap back. You know what I'm saying? It's going to snap back. Don't worry. Don't panic. The other reason not to panic, I don't know if you guys remember, but we got LeBron James. We got LeBron damn James. I don't know if y'all know. He's been in the league 17 years. He's about 35 years old, but he's still LeBron James, y'all. This is the guy that's been to the finals, I think it was 8 straight times. Been to the finals over 9 times, over half of his career. He's been to the finals more times than not. That's crazy. But not just about him getting to the finals. He's been that dude, the number 1 dude in the NBA. Now, people can argue that LeBron James isn't the number 1 anymore. They might say Kawhi. They might say Antetokounmpo. They might say Kevin Durant. But you still can argue that LeBron is still the best player in the NBA at 35 years old, 17 years in the league. What other superstar do you know, or you could make that argument that he's been number 1 in the league, or arguably number 1 in the league, and the best player on every one of his teams that he's ever been on for 17 straight years? We got that man, LeBron James. Playoff LeBron will be here. Bubble playoff LeBron will be here. Guys, that's the other reason for us not to worry. Don't worry, we got LeBron James. And rotation's gonna shrink come the playoff time. 9-man to 10-man rotation. So a lot of the guys that we're gonna have in that 9-man, 10-man rotation, I believe, are gonna be the same guys for the most part that we had in the regular season. So starting lineup's gonna be LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Danny Green, KCP, JaVale McGee. Those are the 5 guys. When Avery Bradley was out, KCP always subbed in for him. So that was consistent for us, and that's going to be consistent for us again. Those guys are used to playing with each other. We're going to get our chemistry back because, you know, that's just, we got that. We the Lakers. We didn't get here for nothing. We didn't get first place in the Western Conference before the bubble started for nothing. We have a great team. We gotta believe in our team. We can't be giving up now and throwing in the towel just because we had 4 games in this bubble after being off 4-something-and-a-half months. As you guys realize too, 4-something months is like an off season. This is almost like a new season. But don't worry, guys. We got LeBron James. We got our chemistry. We got our 5 guys. As I said, 9-man roster. That starting 5 I just mentioned. And then the next guys I believe going to be the 4 coming off the bench are going to be, all right, we got Caruso going to be coming off the bench. You know, the backup point guard. We also got Dwight Howard, who's been there. Both of these guys have been really good for us coming off the bench. And they know their roles. Dwight Howard knows his role, plays it well off the bench. And I believe both of their minutes are going to go up. All right. The other guys we got coming off the bench, I believe Dion Waiters might find some minutes in there. I don't think J.R. Smith is really going to get normal rotation unless one of those other guys get foul trouble or something like that happens. Then J.R. may get some run time. But Kuzma's going to be right there. So that's already 9 guys right there. I don't think Dudley is going to get much run time. I don't think Cook going to get it that much run time unless, you know, something happens to Caruso or those other guys foul out. I don't think we're normally going to use Cook that often unless some matchup happens where he needs to play. I think for the most part, those guys that I just mentioned are the rotation. So, you know, LeBron James going to play more minutes. Anthony Davis going to play more minutes. Kuzma going to play a decent amount of minutes. We got Caruso's going to play a lot more minutes. Howard's going to play a lot more minutes. And we're going to shrink our roster down. And probably I think Dion Waiters is probably going to get some minutes too because he's been playing pretty decent. I like his ability to take people off the dribble and to score. We've been doing pretty decent with him in there. So I think he's going to get more minutes. But I think for the most part, all those other guys, rotation slim down. More LeBron James in the game. He's going to be able to put his will on the game. And we're going to be good. So don't panic, everybody. Pump your brakes. 3-pointer is going to come back to normal. LeBron James is going to be there. Anthony Davis is a beast. Man, he's going to be there. We got 2 perennial all-stars that are ballers on our team. Don't worry. Everybody keeps saying they think if the Blazers get in, we'll get kicked out and, you know, they'll beat us in the first round. Well, you're wrong. We're the Lakers. We got LeBron James. We got Anthony Davis. We're not losing. I don't care who we're playing in the first round. If we play the Blazers, whoever we play, we can't be scared. We're trying to win a championship. So if we're planning to win a championship, we're planning on beating all the best teams out there. So it don't matter who we're playing in the first round. So calm down. Don't panic, everybody. We're going to get this. Lakers Talk with Gerald, everybody. I think I'm going to wrap this up. This is episode 101, as I told you. If you guys are watching, you know, I got my YouTube page out there. You can go watch these videos here on YouTube, Lakers Talk with Gerald. You can find me on Podbean, iHeart, Spotify, a bunch of other places. Actually, I'm on a bunch of platforms, so you can check me out. Definitely subscribe, though. Subscribe, follow me, whatever it is to do, please do that. I appreciate all y'all. Lakers Talk with Gerald, episode 101, and I'm officially out.